Hello everyone, Tassif here, back with another live stream. Thank you for joining. I see a couple people are already here, and I'm going to be taking a look at the live chat window to see who has joined. As you are joining, please announce your name, say hello, write something in the chat window. Tell me where you're from. If this is your first time, please introduce yourself and be a part of this community. This is a community, my friends. And anyone who has been following my channel and has been tuning in for the live stream would know that this is like a community. Okay. Almost every day, I try to do a live stream, and I have friends from different parts of the country who join, and um, we chat about different things. We exchange information. We talk about pressing policy issues. And as I have been doing this over and over again, as I said, I try to do a live stream every night. And sometimes here and there I miss a day or two, but I do at least 4 or 5 live streams in a week. At least, and sometimes 7 days a week I do live streams. So it feels like a community. It feels like we're part of a community, and this is a community of freedom loving Americans, okay? Freedom loving people. And I know that while I think most people who tune in for my live streams are from the United States, but we do have people who join from outside the United States. So that's why I say freedom loving people. Okay, people who love freedom and people who believe in God-given freedom. Um, those are the kinds of people who tune in for my live streams and who watch my channel. So I appreciate that very much. And so, my friends, as you are joining today, please write something in the chat window. Announce yourself. Say hello. If this is your first time, let us know that. And please stay connected, okay? So I see I'm past the 2-minute 30-second time mark. I'm going to go into the discussion here in just a few more seconds, and it's a wonderful evening. And once again, thank you for joining. Um, oh, my friend Terry is here from South Dakota. She writes, "Holy mackerel! I just found out I'm getting snow." Terry, let me tell you, here in Wisconsin, we're supposed to get snow tomorrow. Tomorrow, that's Thursday. We're supposed to get some snow. I don't know the exact time yet. I should have known. I should know this because I did get an email with a forecast, but I have not paid attention. So anyway, we're supposed to get some snow tomorrow. And then then it's also very likely that the snow will continue into Friday, I think, Friday morning. Terry writes, "I know you're getting 4 inches of snow." I mean, I thought that this is spring. It is officially spring. So why are we, I mean, we're already in the daylight saving time period. So why are we getting snow again? Anyway, so that brings me, actually, that's a nice way to go into the discussion of what I'm going to be discussing, okay? Um, uh, Climate change, all right? As the liberals will tell you, climate change. The liberals will say climate change is a great threat, okay? My friends, I say the climate has always changed. It will always change. The climate is not something that stands still. The climate is not something that reaches a point and then decides, oh, this is it. This is the best point. Perfect. The weather is perfect. The temperature is perfect. The icebergs are doing fine. The sea is doing fine. No more wildfires, no more floods. Everything's like perfect spot. We have reached the perfect spot in the history of the world, and this is where we're going to be. It doesn't work like that, my friends. The climate has always changed. It will always change, and we have to adapt to the changes. So the reason why I'm talking about climate change is because my friend Terry mentioned about the 4 inches of snow that we're supposed to get here in Wisconsin, and also because it's normal, you know. As much as I was thinking that no more snow, if we're getting snow, if this is what nature intends that we're gonna get more snow, so be it. That's fine. We're gonna adapt, okay? So the reason I'm talking about climate change is because the Biden administration, they have this huge green energy agenda, the Green New Deal, okay? I mean, see, the Democrats, they like packaging stuff with fancy names, okay? They say the Green New Deal, the Green Agenda, and green sounds great for whatever reason. I guess the grass is green, and we always say the grass is green on the other side, right? So green is this has this positive vibe. Whenever we say green, we're thinking lush green, beautiful green, the trees are green, the leaves are green, the plants that you keep inside your house or an apartment, those leaves are green too, those plants are green, and the beautiful field is green, right? And so green has got this positive tone, this positive feeling. And so what the Democrats are trying to do is use this green to push their awful policies. Their awful policies. So the Democrats, they come up with these awful policies and they try to sell it to people by saying, oh, we're just following the green agenda. We've got this green agenda. The world is going to be a beautiful place if you follow the green agenda. And so let me give you the latest example of this green agenda item that the Biden administration, the liberals, are busy working on. My friends, the Biden administration is trying to eliminate choice. Okay? You heard that right. The Biden administration is trying to eliminate choice. And I'm going to tell you how. As a consumer, let me tell you, as a consumer, as consumers, we get to decide what we want to buy. We make the decisions about the things we want to buy. So we have a budget. We have some preference about products that we are considering buying. And then we go out and we shop and we look for the best deals. We look for the highest quality products at a price that we can afford. And whether you're buying clothes, whether you're buying furniture, appliances, whatever you're buying, you get to choose. And that's the free market. That is the free market, that consumers get to decide what they want to buy. Plain and simple. But now the Biden administration is trying to dictate what kinds of products people will buy. The Biden administration, I'm looking at my laptop here. The Biden administration is trying to force their decisions on the consumers. Reportedly, the Biden administration has finalized some regulations that aim to reduce gas-powered vehicle emissions. Okay? So the administration has come up with some new rules and regulations to try to reduce gas-powered vehicle emissions. So the White House and the Environmental Protection Agency revealed new emissions standards, okay? Let me tell you more about this. This is shocking. This is complicated stuff. The administration is setting emission standards in a way that would push the consumers towards electric vehicles. As my friend Terry wrote, forcing us to go green, okay? Forcing us to go green. So the administration is pushing people towards electric vehicles. Reportedly, this new rule has a target of ensuring that 35 to 56% of new car sales would be electric vehicles, and 13% to 36% of new car sales would be plug-in hybrids by the year 2032. Okay? I mean, just imagine what kind of target the administration came up with this new rule. This new rule, let me repeat that. This new rule has a target of ensuring that 35% to 56% of new car sales would be electric vehicles, and 13% to 36% would be plug-in hybrids by the year 2032. Now, can you imagine how aggressively the Biden administration is trying to increase the sale of electric vehicles and push people away from gas-powered vehicles? That's exactly what the Biden administration is trying to do. They're trying to push people away from gas-powered vehicles towards electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids. So my friend Terry asks a great question. She asks, do they have a plan for disposing all those used batteries? Terry, great question. Great question. Somebody should ask that question to Joe Biden during a press conference if Joe Biden is willing to answer questions during a press conference. That's a great question. Somebody should ask the Biden administration that question about the batteries, the used batteries. What are you going to do with the used batteries? Okay. All right, my friends. I think that the government should stay out of the private market. It's not about electric vehicles and gas-powered vehicles and hybrids. It's about consumer choice. It's about consumer choice. People should be able to make their own decisions about what to buy. As I said, whether it's clothes, whether it's furniture, whether it's electronic devices like computers and laptops and cell phones, you as a consumer should be able to decide what you want to buy. It's not about EVs and gas-powered vehicles and hybrids. It's about consumer choice. People should be able to make their own decision about what to buy. But the Biden administration is trying to take away choice. Take away choice by using its regulatory power to impose extremely tough emission standards. The liberals will say that they are trying to cut the use of fossil fuels. Okay? So the liberals will tell you this fossil fuel is bad, bad, bad. Get away from fossil fuels. Stop using fossil fuels. I mean, that's the kind of urgency the liberals try to portray. They say that they're trying to cut the use of fossil fuels and make this world a cleaner place. A cleaner place. Green agenda. That's what they'll tell you. Green agenda. The liberals will tell you that climate change is what they are trying to combat. Okay? What is the problem with the climate changes? What is the problem? What is the problem if the climate changes? Why are the liberals so afraid of climate change? And also, why do the liberals not tell people that it takes huge amount of fossil fuels to produce electricity? I mean, if a liberal voter, okay, who's listening to the liberal politicians, if a liberal voter thinks that, oh, if you buy an electric vehicle, then the world becomes free from fossil fuels, that now we're going to have eternal spring or eternal summer, that's not the case. You need a lot of fossil fuels to produce electricity. The electricity that you're using for your electric vehicle, that electricity is produced using fossil fuels. And so, if you don't believe what I'm saying, I hope you believe what I'm saying, but if you don't, and you have every right to question, you have every right to do fact check. Okay? If you think the information I'm presenting to you may not be accurate, just go to the Energy Information Administration's website, okay? Um, let me just see one thing here. Give me 1 second. There's something in the chat window that I'm going to have to fix. Okay. All right. So the chat window keeps vanishing. Anyway, so as I was saying, just go to the website of the Energy Information Administration, and you'll see that out of all the energy sources for electricity production, 60% is fossil fuels. 60% is fossil fuels. Renewables is only 21.4%. That's correct. Approximately 60% of electricity generation in 2023 was from fossil fuels. And that means coal, that means natural gas, that means petroleum and other gases. And so even if people are buying their fancy electric vehicles and they're plugging their electric vehicles at a charging station, and they're they're using electricity to charge their vehicle and to drive their vehicle, I mean, that doesn't mean that you're not using fossil fuels. That electricity that your vehicle is using, that's produced using fossil fuels. As I said, in 2023, 60%, approximately 60% of electricity generation was from fossil fuels. Now, my friends, let me just tell you something. I have nothing against electric vehicles. Nothing against electric vehicles, okay? I have nothing against hybrids. In fact, I used to drive a hybrid vehicle. It wasn't the kind that you have to plug in. I didn't have to plug it in anywhere. It used gasoline. I had a hybrid vehicle that used gasoline, but I would get many miles out of a gallon of gas, okay? I would get many, many miles out of that gallon of gas. And now I don't have my hybrid vehicle anymore. I drive gas-powered vehicles. Now, in the future, I may buy a hybrid again, and perhaps I will even buy an electric vehicle. Who knows? I may do that. Okay? See, what I'm trying to tell you is the following. It's not about electric vehicles. It's not about hybrid vehicles. It's not about gas-powered vehicles. Okay? And if you don't like any of these, you can always, ride a bicycle. I have many friends who, when they are traveling within the city, especially in the spring and summer, they enjoy being on a bicycle. That way they get their exercises done and they enjoy the ride, and it gives them pleasure. And I have friends who drive big trucks, large trucks. It's about consumer choice, my friends. It's not about any particular type of vehicle or method of transportation. Okay? If you love electric vehicles, just go buy electric vehicles. If you love hybrids, and I thoroughly enjoyed having a hybrid vehicle. I did. I loved my hybrid vehicle. It was just old. I mean, it wasn't really old, but I drove it for so many miles. It was way over 100,000 miles, and I just decided, you know what? It's time to let the hybrid vehicle go because I've driven it a lot. So you buy what you want. You understand your own lifestyle. Okay? If you're only driving within the city or just in the surrounding region, maybe an electric vehicle is great. Okay? If you've got your own house and you just park your car in the garage, plug it in, and next morning you're driving again. But if you are somebody who's driving, who's frequently making long distance trips, let's say you're going 200 miles to go to a meeting or someplace, you're going 250 miles, maybe over the course of a whole day you're driving 300 miles or 250 miles. Well, you can still drive an electric vehicle, but what if you're going to rural areas where you don't have charging stations and you need to charge your electric vehicle? What are you going to do then? So, I mean, there are more gas stations than electric vehicle charging stations in this country, right? As of now, there are more gas stations than electric vehicle charging stations, I think. Okay? I don't know the exact numbers, but that's just my guess from having seen what I see as I travel around Wisconsin. So, my friends, what I'm trying to tell you is each of us, we know our lifestyle, okay? We know our lifestyle. I mean, you can make 1,000-mile road trip with an electric vehicle, but you're going to be spending a significant amount of time just charging your vehicle as you go. Versus if you need to buy gas, if you're running out of gas, you're driving a gas-powered engine, you just you just go to a gas station. It takes you 5 minutes to fill up your tank, or 10 minutes, depending on how busy the pump is. I mean, it's a matter of minutes. You're not going to have to wait a half hour or an hour. So it's about your lifestyle. You decide what you want to buy. Okay? Some people love those small vehicles. They love the compact vehicles. Some people love SUVs. Some people love trucks. It's all about your lifestyle. Okay? I like to carry a lot of cargo because when I'm making long distance trips, I like to have extra clothes. I like to have maybe a pack of water, 24 bottles. I like to have some warm clothes, things that I may need during my trip. And then I know people who love the smallest vehicles. They love compact vehicles. They don't carry a lot of cargo, and they like the small vehicle, and they like that it's easy to park, right? I mean, the smaller the vehicle, the easier to park. So it all depends on what kind of lifestyle you have, what you prefer, what you're comfortable with. Okay, usually bigger vehicles require more gasoline. So if you're looking at cutting cost, then maybe a smaller vehicle or a hybrid makes sense. So Terry writes, what will be the cost to install charger in your garage? Terry, I don't know. I live in an apartment. So if you're asking a homeowner what the cost will be to install a charger, I don't know. Okay. Does that vary by what kind of vehicle you have? I don't know. There are a few different companies that make electric vehicles, so I really don't know the answer to that. And then again, the other question would be, how long would a battery last, right? I mean, that's a valid question. If you buy an electric vehicle, okay, and I'm not mentioning any particular brand, okay, I'm not mentioning any name brand or a manufacturing company's name, okay. I'm just saying electric vehicle, like a generic electric vehicle. If you're driving a vehicle, let's say a sedan, and how long can you drive that vehicle with, without replacing the battery? I mean, at what point do you have to replace the battery? Is it after 50,000 miles? Is it after 100,000 miles? Is it after 150,000 miles? I don't know. And then the question becomes, if you reach that point when you're having to replace the battery of your electric vehicle, how much is that going to cost you? Okay? How much is that going to cost you? If you drive a gas-powered vehicle, just a regular gas-powered vehicle, and you need a new battery, I mean, you're talking hundreds, right? Few hundreds. But if you're driving an electric vehicle, all electric, and you need to replace that electric battery, are you looking at thousands of dollars? I mean, how much are you looking at? I mean, so that is also part of the equation. Consumers will have to make informed decisions. And Terry just wrote, my friend Terry just wrote, I'm told batteries life are shortened in cold weather. That's what I heard too, Terry. That's what I heard, and that's something I was going to talk about. I mentioned about lifestyle, right? If you are in Texas or Alabama or Mississippi or Florida, where the weather is usually warm, then you know then it's one thing. But if you are in Minnesota, in Wisconsin, in the Midwest, in some of the northern states, then we know in the winter, the temperature can drop significantly, and we're not talking 0 degrees. We're talking negative temperature, and with wind chill, if we get a polar vortex, we may be down to negative, like the feels like that you see the temperature, and then it shows you the real feel, the feels like. The feels like can be -30, -40. We go through that in the winter. So, how efficiently will your electric vehicle perform if the temperature drops to that extent, that the temperature is now -10, -20, -30? And so that's also something that people need to think about. And that's why I say that at the end of the day, consumers get to decide. Consumers know where they live, how much they drive, what's their budget, what kind of lifestyle they have. And so consumers get to decide what kind of vehicle they want. Do they want electric vehicle? Do they want hybrid? Do they want gas powered vehicle? Do they want a small vehicle? Do they want a large truck or a minivan? Consumers decide. Okay? And that's the main thing that I'm trying to say. Consumers are free to decide what they want to buy. When you custom build a house, you are free to decide what color the kitchen cabinets will be. Do you want the white cabinets or dark brown or light brown or some other color? You get to decide what kind of window shades you want. You choose what kind of floor you want. Do you want tile? Do you want marble? Do you want carpeting? You get to decide what you want. And that's the same thing in the case of vehicles. Consumers should be able to decide what they want. But in this case, we know that the Biden administration is trying to dictate people. The Biden administration is crafting rules and regulations to push people towards electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids. And this is wrong. This should not be happening. The government should stay out of the market. Let the consumers decide. I'm going to pause for a second and look at the chat window here. My friend Terry writes, we sometimes keep a trickle charge on our car batteries in winter just so they'll start. Exactly, Terry. I have been in, excuse me. I have been in situations where, if my car sat for a while and I go and try to, ignite the engine, then, I see that the battery needs a jump start. I have been in that situation. My friend Terry also writes, I want a gas cooking stove and gas clothes dryer and gas water heater. Okay. So, Terry, what kind of cooking stove do you have now? I actually have an electric cooking stove, okay? That's what came with the apartment, okay? And it's fine. But then, for heating, I have a gas furnace in the apartment. So I have an electric stove, but a gas furnace. And so, you can mix and match. And that's what I'm trying to get at. It's all about consumer choice. In this case, because I'm a renter, my apartment came equipped with whatever it came equipped with, okay? So I didn't get to choose the dishwasher. I didn't get to choose the stove. It came with the apartment. And so, but, if you are a homeowner, you get to decide what kind of stove you want. Do you want gas? Do you want electric? It's up to you. You got to choose the brand. You got to choose the type. Terry writes, I got pure electric house in South Dakota, Wisconsin, all these gas appliances. So you have all electric. Okay, well, that's great, Terry. The Biden administration is going to be very happy that you have all electric. All right. Okay. But see, I keep repeating now that this is about consumer choice. I am very happy with my electric stove. I'm very happy. I have no complaints. Like I said, at some point I may buy an electric vehicle. Who knows? I like some of the electric vehicles that I see on the roads. But as of now, it's really not going to match with my lifestyle. It's not. It's not going to match with my lifestyle. For me, a gas vehicle is perfect right now. Pamela Hernandez is here. Pamela writes, "Evening all." Pamela, thank you for being here. Great to see you. We are 30 minutes into the discussion. We have been talking about the Biden administration and how they are trying to use rules and regulations to push people towards electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids. We're talking about consumer choice and how important it is. And we're also talking about the Biden administration and how they are trying to eliminate consumer choice, and they are trying to dictate people and trying to push people towards electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids rather than allowing people to make their own decisions. And we're talking about the fact that this is not the role of the government. So, Pamela, hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining. And yeah, so there's a video that I published um, maybe an hour and a half ago, like this evening. Okay, not too long before I started doing this live stream, I published a video which is actually um, the video version of a podcast episode that I recorded. And you should, if you have not done so already, you should watch it, okay? And let me give you the name of that video, okay? Just give me 1 second, my friends. 1 second here. I'm actually thirsty. I'm gonna need a little bit of water. So excuse me. I published a video, and the title of that video is America's Worst Mayor Proposes Decompression Strategy to Spread Illegal Immigrants Across the USA. Let me tell you, my friends, this is a must-watch video, okay? This is a must-watch video. You have to watch that video. It's not very long. It's only 12 minutes and 20 seconds long. So it's less than 13 minutes, but you need to watch it. You need to watch it. This is an extremely important video. And I talked about something that Mayor Eric Adams of New York City is proposing, okay? And let me just tell you. Okay, now I'm going to move away from the discussion of electric vehicles and what the Biden administration is trying to do, this whole green energy agenda thing. Let me just tell you something that's very important. If you want to hear the details, you can watch my video. But let me just tell you what's going on. New York City continues to be a sanctuary city. Chicago continues to be a sanctuary city. And as more and more illegal immigrants are pouring into the country, they are going to New York, they are going to Chicago, because they know, the illegal immigrants know that those are sanctuary communities. But now, New York City is being crushed under the burden of illegal immigration. They cannot handle this anymore. They cannot take the pressure anymore. New York City has spent massive sums of taxpayer dollars on the migrants, and they continue to do that, okay? But the city leaders, I mean, they are really not leaders, okay? I mean, they don't have leadership skills, okay? But let's just say, because they are elected officials, we're going to call them leaders, city leaders. The city leaders, the liberals, they're realizing this can't go on. I mean, the city cannot continue to absorb more and more illegal immigrants because the pressure is just increasing. It's unsustainable. So the liberals realize that. And so now, Mayor Eric Adams is coming up with this new proposal. He's proposing that there needs to be a decompression strategy. Decompression strategy? What does that even mean? What does this decompression strategy even mean? Let me tell you what it means. What Mayor Eric Adams of New York City is proposing is that the illegal immigrants be spread all over the country. All over the country. That's what he's advocating for. He's saying that rather than a few cities taking in the illegal immigrants. And let me tell you, the illegal immigrants are not just going to New York and Denver and Chicago and San Francisco. They are going to different parts of the country. But what Mayor Eric Adams is proposing, he's proposing an active strategy. He's proposing a plan, a strategy to systematically spread the illegal immigrants all over the United States. He's calling it a decompression strategy. I mean, this is what liberals do, my friends. They come up with fancy terms. They come up with fancy names. They come up with all these, fancy words, which, and they use these words. They use these terms to try to glorify their awful, awful, horrible, ridiculous policies. I mean, it is an extremely bad idea to systematically spread illegal immigrants all over the country. I do understand that the illegal immigrants are maybe by themselves they are going to different communities. I mean, Texas has sent buses full of migrants to Chicago, but now we're seeing that a lot of migrants are coming to Wisconsin, and I'm guessing that some of these migrants are leaving Chicago and heading towards Wisconsin. They're making that decision. They're as resources run low in Chicago, they're finding their way to other communities. Maybe some are going to Indiana, maybe some are going to Iowa. I don't know. But the illegal immigrants are spreading all over the country. But what Mayor Eric Adams is proposing, he's proposing like a systematic, like an effort, a government effort to put illegal immigrants all over the United States. And he calls this a decompression strategy. I mean, just because he says decompression strategy, he makes it sound official, doesn't mean that it's a good idea. It's a horrible idea. As Pamela Hernandez wrote, it's a horrible idea. It is a horrible idea. I mean, here in Wisconsin, we don't want illegal immigrants. Okay, I know some illegal immigrants are coming here. They're making their way here, but I want our state to send a message loud and clear. Hey, illegal immigrants, if you're coming to Wisconsin, don't expect free housing, don't expect free food, don't expect free medical services. We're not going to do that. That's what I would like Wisconsin's leaders to say. Now, is that going to happen? I don't know. Because here in Wisconsin, in the executive branch, there's a Democrat administration. Okay. So, if we had a Republican governor, then I would expect that Republican governor to say, hey, you know what? We're not gonna provide taxpayer funded services to the illegal immigrants. Okay. But we don't have we don't have a Republican governor or a Republican administration in the executive branch. And so I don't know what, what the approach will be. But so that's why I asked local elected officials, and I've said this before, I asked local elected officials on this channel and during my recent speeches at different events, I basically told that local elected officials, mayors, city councilors, county board members, village board members, town board members, they need to send a clear message that our community will not be a sanctuary for illegal immigrants. So, village board members should do that. Okay, town board members should do that. County board members should do that. City council members and mayors should do that. No matter where in the United States you are, if you are a village board member, if you're a mayor, if you're a town board member, if you're a county board member, send a message. Go out in front of the TV cameras or approve a resolution during the official business of the village or town or city or county that your community will not be a sanctuary for illegal immigrants. That's the kind of message that we need to send. And elected officials at the local level need to send that message loud and clear out to the world that we're not going to provide taxpayer-funded services to the illegal immigrants. And so, I mean, look at what proposal Eric Adams has. I mean, that is a horrible idea. I saw that and I'm like, I need to make an episode to point this out. He is proposing chaos. What Mayor Eric Adams is proposing, that's chaotic. Okay? Spreading illegal immigrants all over the country. He's asking the federal government to implement a decompression strategy. That's a horrible idea. And see, this is exactly what the liberals do. They come up with a bad idea and they come up with some kind of a fancy name and they put that label on there. They try to package their awful ideas by putting these fancy labels of decompression strategy. Decompression strategy doesn't mean anything. It just means that Eric Adams is advocating for spreading illegal immigrants all over the United States. Okay? Let's see. Yeah, Terry is talking about budget and spending. You know, Terry, you know very well, Terry, because you lived in Wisconsin for so long. We have divided government here. The Republicans have the majority in the legislature, but the governor is a Democrat. The administration is a Democrat administration. So what's going to happen going forward? I don't know. And now the legislative maps have these maps have also changed. The assembly and the I mean, let me not get into the discussion of the maps, okay? I mean, if you're interested, and I know Terry, you pay attention to this, but to the others who are watching, if you are not a Wisconsinite, but you want to know what's going on with the maps, we have new maps, new legislative maps in our state, and that process, how we got to this point, it's just, I liked the old maps. Okay, let me just say, the state assembly, the state senate maps, I liked the old maps. Unfortunately, now we have new maps, and we're waiting to see what impact it'll have going forward. So I'm not going to go into that discussion because that's going to be at least an hour just talking about the maps. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. Okay. Let's see. I see some discussion about the Supreme Court and deportations. Well, I'm gonna have to look into the latest updates about deportations. Excuse me. I am very thirsty, as you can tell. All right. So Terry is writing LOL maps. Terry, you know all about the maps, right? I mean, I wish we had the old maps, but unfortunately we have the new maps. It's a state level issue. What can I say? Anyway, so my friends, anything else you want to discuss? I know we are at the 43-minute mark. I wanted to talk about the Biden administration and their efforts to eliminate choice by imposing restrictions, regulations, rules on emission standards. And I've discussed that. And we talked about this decompression strategy that Eric Adams is proposing in New York City, which is, Eric not proposing in New York City. He's proposing a decompression strategy for the whole nation because he wants to, he's realizing that illegal immigrants have flooded New York City. And so now Eric Adams wants the federal government to spread the illegal immigrants all over the country, which is a bad idea. I mean, here in Wisconsin, we're not a sanctuary state. Okay? As a Wisconsinite, I don't want to see illegal immigrants coming to Wisconsin and expecting free housing, free food, free medical services. So Terry writes, how can one administration do so much damage in less than 4 years? Great question, Terry. I don't know the answer. Terry. I don't know the answer, but a lot of damage has been done. In less than 4 years. It is unbelievable. I mean, our energy sector, look at the gas prices. Look at small businesses. A lot of small businesses went out of business. Americans are suffering because of inflation. A lot of people, they cannot, whatever income they have, they cannot keep up with the expenses. A lot of people are drawing from their savings and they're running out of savings. This is happening in America. The Biden administration, they advocate for reckless spending. Okay? And look at the international picture. What's happening with our international adversaries and allies? Because of lack of leadership by the Biden administration, there's chaos in different parts of the world. Remember when Trump was in office? Everything was going in the right direction, domestically and internationally. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm gonna end this live stream a little early here. I don't think we'll quite get to the 1 hour time mark, but I just want you to, I just want you to please, I'm requesting, watch that video that I published on my YouTube channel just a couple hours ago. Watch that video. Let me know your thoughts about that video. Okay, I would really appreciate that. Let me know your thoughts. I talked about the decompression strategy. I talked about New York City. I talked about the border crisis and illegal immigration. So please watch that video. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family members. Share it with your neighbors. As my friend Terry from South Dakota wrote, watch and share. Watch and share. Please share. Help me spread my message. Help me reach more people. Help us grow the size of this community. Pamela Hernandez writes, what time do you come on? So Pamela, I usually try to do my live streams at 9 p.m. Central Time. I am in Madison, Wisconsin. That's why I do the Central Time, and my preferred time is 9 p.m. But because of other things that I've got going on in my life, because of my work, because of how busy things get, because I may be out grocery shopping, I may be out at meetings. That's why sometimes I do my live streams a little early or a little late. So 9 p.m. Central Time is my preferred time, but sometimes it can be 9:30 p.m., sometimes it can be 10 p.m., and so the time can fluctuate a little bit. But I try to stick to the 9 p.m. time. Just because I had to publish another video earlier, just a couple hours ago, that's why I was not able to start this live stream at 9 p.m. today. Instead, I started it at around 9:30 p.m. So I appreciate if you understand the scheduling issue on my end, that I need a little bit of flexibility, but please pay attention because I try to announce my videos half hour or at least an hour ahead of time. But look for me around the 9 p.m. time mark, okay? Look for me around the 9 p.m. time mark. And if I don't start a live stream at around 9 p.m., you may be able to see that there is an upcoming live stream and it'll give you the time. So that way you'll know when you can expect me to do a live stream. So Pamela, you are in California. So we have a little bit of, you're in the Pacific time zone. So we have a little bit of time difference. So just follow your own time and just adjust accordingly. So where in California you are in, Pamela? Where in California? So yeah, and click on notifications, as my friend Terry wrote. Click on notifications so you'll know if I publish videos. So if you are in California, well, right now it's 10:20 p.m. here in Wisconsin. It's 8:20 p.m. in California. So if I'm doing my live streams at around 9 p.m. Central Time, then, oh, you're in Los Angeles. So in Los Angeles, it's going to be 7 p.m. I hope that time works for you. I hope it works for you. If you have other suggestions, if there's a time that works for you, you let me know. But yeah, as my friend Terry wrote, please click on the notifications, subscribe so that you can stay connected. So, okay, well, thank you, Terry. As always, my friend Terry from South Dakota, for tuning in and for participating in the chat window. And Pamela, thank you for joining from Los Angeles. I hope everything's going well. And thank you once again. I'm going to end this live stream here. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you once again. And please watch my videos. Since we're ending this live stream a little early, use the extra 10 minutes to check out that 12-minute video, okay? Thank you so very much. And please share my videos. Thank you for staying connected. I will be back again with more videos, more live stream. Have a wonderful night, my friends. Oh, Jacob Lawal, Jake from Denver. Okay, I see a new person just joined. Jake, you're joining from Denver. Jake, I don't remember seeing you here in the chat window before. Is this your first time, Jacob? Is this your first time? I'll give you a few seconds to answer that. Let me know if this is your first time. So I'm glad we have someone from Denver who just joined. Well, Jake, I was about to end this live stream. Oh, this is your first time. Great. Welcome, everyone. Please welcome Jacob from Denver. Denver is Mountain Time. So Jacob, thank you for joining. I don't know if you're new to my channel, but this is a very active channel. Oh, I see more people. Is it Anima? Can I just call you AP? How should I pronounce it? Is it Anima? Anima writes, I'm new here as well, San Antonio, Texas. Wonderful. See, this is great. More and more people are joining. Okay, wonderful. So Jacob and Anima, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Welcome to this channel. So let me just give you a quick overview. On this channel, we are freedom-loving Americans, okay? So I am Tausif. This is my channel, and I do live streams almost every night. And during my live streams, I talk about social and political issues, both domestic and international. And not only do I do live streams, but I have recorded videos that are published on this channel. A lot of the videos are the video versions of my podcast episodes. Okay, so I have a podcast called Explore and Engage with Anam. And so the podcast, the audio version is published in many directories. And the video version, the videos are available on this channel. So check out this channel. I have had this channel for a long time, but really I started spending time and publishing videos on a daily basis since I would say November, okay? So starting November, approximately around November of 2023, I started being very active on this channel by publishing videos and I started doing live streams in January. And so I welcome new people. So I'm glad to see Jacob and Anima, tuning in for the first time for the live stream. I hope that you will continue to join as I do more live streams. I hope to do one tomorrow. My goal is to do a live stream every single day, okay? Weekday, weekend, doesn't matter. I try to do a live stream every single day, usually 1 hour long, give or take. It's usually 1 hour. Sometimes it's a little short. And if I'm out and about someplace, I have done live streams from my vehicle, okay? So let's say I'm out and about in the evening and it's 9 p.m. If possible, if my schedule permits, if I'm not busy in a meeting or meeting someone or, having dinner, whatever, if I get a little bit of time, I park my vehicle, I sit there and do a live stream, even if it's just 15 minutes, okay? Because I like to stay connected with the people who have subscribed to my channel, who watch my videos, and who tune in for my live streams. And that's why I say it's like a community, okay? It's a community of freedom-loving people. We believe in the rule of law. We believe in freedom. We believe in our constitutional rights, and that's what we do. That's what this channel is about. We talk about immigration issues. We talk about things that the Biden administration is doing, which I think is wrong. We talk about pressing public policy issues. We talk about the upcoming presidential election. We talk about local elections. We talk about voting rights. I mean, really, current affairs, current issues, we discuss a variety of topics on this channel. So Jacob and Anima, if I'm pronouncing it right, actually I missed a few of the sentences here in the chat window here. Anyway, so Gabby is the name. So you're Gabby. Can I call you Gabby then? Okay, I'll call you Gabby. That's your name, right? Anima? Anima stands for soul in Latin. Is that what you wrote? So I'll just call you Gabby, right? Is that okay? So Jacob is writing, let your voice be heard. I love this. Jacob, you know, this is exactly what this channel is about. We exercise our First Amendment right to free speech. That's what I believe in. Anima writes, you can call me Gabby. You're Gabby. I'll call you Gabby. Thank you, Gabby, for being here. Jacob, as I was saying, I believe in exercising my constitutional right. I believe in freedom of speech. I am very vocal, and whatever I have in my mind, I like to share that. I point out issues that I see in society. I propose solutions. I search for the truth. I fight for the truth. I share the truth on this channel. And I want this community to grow. It's not just me sharing what I have to say, but I learn from all of you. I see your comments, I see your questions. I try to answer your questions. If you have important information that you want to share, I'm willing to read that. And it's not only that I'm reading the comments on my videos and I'm reading what's on the chat window during the live stream. In addition to all of this, people email me. Okay, people can go to my website, tausifanam.net, and they can send me a message from my website. People can sign up for my e-newsletters. If you let me know your email address, I will add you to my e-newsletter list. There are hundreds of people, my friends and other people I have met, conservatives, who are on that email list, and they get, it's a growing list. It's growing all the time. So I send out updates. I write blog posts, which I haven't done in several weeks, but I have written a lot of blog posts on my website. And also, I'm a published writer. I write letters to editors and op-eds. So when I say that I believe in exercising my First Amendment right to free speech, I'm not just doing the live stream. I'm not just publishing videos. I'm not just doing podcasts. I also write. I write letters to editors and op-eds, and I'm happy to let you know, and a lot of my viewers know this already, but Jacob and Gabby, because you're new, let me just share with you that more than 100 letters to editors and op-eds that I have written have been published in newspapers across the country. Okay, Chicago Tribune, USA Today, the Western Journal, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, the Philadelphia Inquirer, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, the Capital Times, the Boston Globe, New York Post, the Washington Times, lots of different newspapers and publications. My writings have appeared in numerous publications, and so this channel is about pointing out the truth. This channel is about the truth, about raising awareness, about informing people about important issues that we see in society, because we are freedom-loving Americans. So, Jacob, thank you for joining. Gabby, thank you for joining. I'm going to pause for a second and look at some of the messages in the chat window. Terry writes, Tausif's latest video posted. Yes, please check out my latest video that I have published. It was published earlier this afternoon. Gabby writes, thank you for your time and videos. Gabby, thank you for your time, for tuning in, for spending your valuable time with me on this live stream, and for listening to what I have to say and for sharing your input. Okay? I appreciate that, Gabby. Jacob writes, love that. I'm excited to listen. Jacob, thank you. Please listen and also participate. I want to know what you have to say. I want to know what you're seeing in Denver. If you check out some of my previous videos, you'll see that I have talked about Denver and the migrant crisis in Denver and the $180 million projected budget deficit in Denver. Denver is a beautiful American city. We love Denver. And it breaks our heart to see what's happening in Denver. The liberal politicians, they have enticed the illegal immigrants with free stuff. And the arrival of illegal immigrants is causing a lot of problems in Denver. And we don't want to see those problems. We want Denver to be a beautiful city, to be a thriving city, to be a successful city. But Denver has so many problems now because of the liberal politicians and their policies. And so I've talked about Denver, and if you have any thoughts you want to share about your city, Denver, please do so. I want to hear from you because I'm not in Denver. You are in Denver. And so whatever you are seeing in your neighborhood, in your surroundings, if you want to share, you don't have to, but if you feel comfortable, if you want to share your thoughts, please do so. We would be happy to listen. Pamela writes, how do you pronounce your name? Pamela, are you asking me? I say Tausif. Tausif is my name, Tausif. I don't know if you're asking me or someone else, but if you're asking me, I'm Tausif. Jacob writes, let your voice be heard. I love this. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you so very much. Let's see. Terry is still here. Pamela is still here. Jacob writes, you're walking the walk. Sounds like you're open to great conversation, being able to talk freely about what's going on in the world as a whole. Absolutely, Jacob. We have to continue talking about current affairs. So let's see. So Terry is writing my name and how it's pronounced. Yeah, Tausif. That's exactly how it's written. That's exactly how you say it, Tausif. Pamela writes, here in California, there are big problems. Yes, Pamela, I've talked about California. I've talked about San Francisco. I've talked about LA, but I'll be talking more about California in future episodes and videos. E-Rocker is here, E-Rocker78. It's good to see you again. Thank you for joining. E-Rocker from Ohio, right? I remember. E-Rocker78 from Ohio. So thank you, my friends. I see we have crossed the 1 hour, 2 minute mark. I appreciate you all being here. E-Rocker78, thank you for joining. E-Rocker78, if you just joined and if you missed most of the live stream, then please go and watch the replay. I'm going to end the stream here in a minute or two. I thank you all for being here. Thank you all. My friend Terry from South Dakota, Pamela Hernandez from Los Angeles, E-Rocker78 from Ohio, the great state of Ohio, and Jacob Lawal. Is that how it's pronounced? I'll just say Jacob. Jacob from Denver, thank you for joining. And then Gabby, thank you for joining. So it's wonderful to see you all here. It's wonderful to see that new people are tuning in for my live stream. Please help me spread my message. Please help me spread the word. Let's grow this community. Let's invite more people to tune in for the live streams. Help me reach a bigger audience. This is about freedom. This is about truth. This is about exercising our First Amendment right to free speech. And my friends, we're looking at November 2024. We're going to be winning, and hopefully Donald Trump wins so that we can make America great again. So thank you, my friends. Thank you all for joining. Have a wonderful night, and I'll be back again with more videos, more live stream. Have a wonderful night, my friends. Thank you.